just been getting ready and like I just have a lot on my mind, okay? Also, I got new makeup, so I'm really excited to use these. I love new lip liners, especially brown ones. Brown lip liners are like my favorite thing ever. So I just like, I've been having so much on my brain, like it's been like crazy to me. Like, also don't mind my lashes, like I just don't feel like doing them again. I just did them like a week ago and like the ends of this one's is like a little uneven. I'm just using my My Melody clippies. I'm just using my My Melody clip. And I just like, recently I've just been like really in tune with accepting my younger self. Cause like I feel like growing up I was so like, I never even realized how much like people made me ashamed of like the person who I am, you know? And something about me in middle school is I used to record and screenshot everything. Like I'm not even joking, like every single thing I was recording, I was screenshotting and everything, like everything. And so I just been like looking back at them, because before I literally couldn't look at them because I was so disgusted with my middle school self and my younger self. Like I genuinely hated myself. Like it's not even funny. Like it's actually crazy how much I did. Like I realized like why am I so cringed out? Like every time I look at myself when I was younger, why am I so cringed out? And it made me realize it's because the way I grew up, like the people who I was around, my family, everything, would like genuinely like publicly shame me. And it was so like, I didn't even realize this until I became an adult. Like I always knew that they were bad. I knew that my family was bad, but I didn't realize it was this bad until like, it's because like I work in retail and I don't really see a lot of kids unless it's at work. Like I really don't. The only time I ever see kids is when I'm at work, or when I'm like imagining like, you know, like my daughter Valentina and kids at work are like the only like kids that I be around. So then I started to think like they were like my age. Like I'm looking back and I'm looking at the perspective and I'm looking at these kids and I'm thinking like, you were my age when all of this was happening. I would never do that. Like I could never treat a child like that. Like, I really couldn't. So it baffles me so much that like I was treated this way, you know? So it's like, damn, I don't know. But yeah, I was just like, it made me realize a lot of things, and it made me realize like the only reason that I was cringed out by my younger self is because the way that I grew up. No one really grew up teaching me to love myself, you know what I mean? Genuinely, no one taught me like, you need to love yourself. People would just be like, you need to love yourself, and then they wouldn't actually like show me how, you know what I mean? I've definitely learned how to love myself now that I'm older, and I'm grateful because like, there be bitches who older than me, they don't even love themselves. They really don't. They really do not love themselves. But like looking at these photos and videos that I would save or like I took at the time in middle school, like it's crazy because like my 15-year-old self hated these videos. Like I couldn't watch them. They were the worst things ever. Now like I look back at them and I'm like, I wish I would have took more. I wish I would have just done so much more. Because like there's this video that I took of me and my best friend at the time. It was the last day of 6th grade, right? It was the last day of 6th grade, and we were just walking on the track, and I had my phone, like I had it like in my pants like this, so the camera was just like facing outwards. You couldn't like really see us. There was so much shit going on, and I'm looking back and I don't even remember like any of this. I genuinely didn't remember any of this. I just can't believe how self-aware I was. Like I was so self-aware as a child, and like I didn't even realize it. I really didn't know. So basically this dude who there's so much lore, like oh my god, there's just too much lore that I can't even get into it, because like every time I like say something about a person I need to go like 10 times deeper into the story, but I realized like I really can't do that. So anyway, basically this dude was walking with us. There was like 4 people walking with me and her, and he was only talking to me, right? He was basically talking to all of us, but I was the only one who was like replying, you know? And it's because like no one really liked him. Like he was kind of weird. And I'm looking back now and I realized why people didn't like him, because he was saying some weird ass shit and I didn't realize that it was weird at the time. Like he was saying like really racist stuff, and he was like saying super racist shit, and I was just like, I didn't say anything because I didn't even realize that it was racist. Like even me and my best friend at the time, we didn't even realize what the fuck he was saying. Like was so weird. Like I was just like, okay, like what the fuck. And so he was saying like kind of like controversial shit, so whenever he would say something I was being proud of myself, because I would step in. Like for example, he was like he was talking about like all the popular girls and whatever, because like I feel like in middle school I wasn't popular, but I was really known. Like I feel like I was definitely known, like people knew my name, but I definitely wasn't popular, you know? Basically he was like, I hate girls who like look up to Kim Kardashian, all this stuff, because then they have so much confidence and they think they're all this and all this stuff. And my middle school self was like, I'd love to to be one of those girls who look up to Kim Kardashian, because like I wish I had confidence. Like I hate myself. I genuinely said that. I genuinely said the words like, I wish I had that much confidence because I hate myself. Like I was just like, I'm that self-aware. Like, oh my goodness, like I'm that self-aware. Like, okay. Like, anyways, it like opened up a wound though, because like it made me really miss my best friend. I started to think about her, and it's like, and the way that we stopped being friends is just so like, it's sad, but I realized like I can't let that shit hold me like against me anymore. Like months ago, I thought that I was over all this shit. Like all this shit that I'm about to tell you about, I thought that I had been over it for months, because this shit happened way long ago, right? I don't think you guys understand how much I really loved my best friend. Like I really loved her. Like I was in love with my best friend. Like really, like I genuinely wanted to be around her like all the time. It's crazy because like I look back at like the way that things were, and I definitely took so much for granted. Like I hate the way that we ended being friends, because it was never like, I feel like the two like relationships that I'm about to like get into, they ended so abruptly, and they never like had a like end, you know what I mean? They never had a point where I was like, okay, I'm never gonna see you again, like this is the end, like this is goodbye, you know what I mean? Like with these two relationships, I never had that. Like it just kind of ended. It just ended out of nowhere, like for nothing, and I never got closure. I never got to like talk to her or anything about it. We talked a little bit when I was in high school, but it wasn't like, I wasn't self-aware then. I really wasn't. Like I didn't know anything that I knew now. So I'm just thinking about like when we talked, and like I apologize to her for like everything that I did, because I feel like I just wasn't a good friend at the time because of the stuff that I was going through at home. Like the stuff that I was going through at home, you could just definitely see that in my friendships, and I wish that I didn't do that, but I realized that I was just a kid at the time, and I didn't know how to regulate my emotions. So now all I can do is like be grateful that I'm an adult, and I know how to handle that. I know how to not let something at home affect me like with my friends I have now. But at the time I didn't know that, so I was just like, I was just being horrible. Like I really was. I genuinely think like, I don't think that I was a good friend in middle school. I really don't. Like, I think that for what I was going through at the time, I was a good friend, but I definitely could have been better, you know what I mean? I didn't go like the extra mile that I thought that I was going all the time. So then when like something would happen where like people would call me out and be like, hey, I don't like this, I would just be like, I didn't know, like I just didn't know how to take it. Like I don't know, I don't really remember that much, because like middle school, basically anything from like last year behind is like a blur to me. Like I'm not even joking. Like anything from like January down is like a blur for me. Like I was just like looking back at these videos, and made me like reflect on how our relationship went, and it made me realize like I don't need closure from her, you know what I mean? Even though this stuff had happened like years ago, I'm at a point in my life where it's like, yes, I genuinely have so much love for her, and I miss her so much. Like I genuinely think about her so much, but I just realized that that's okay. Like I realized that that's okay. I realized that I can think about her, and I can miss her, and I can miss what we had. It's okay that it ended, you know? I just wasn't okay with it like ending for so long. Like so I'm finally mature enough, and I'm at a place where I realize like it's okay. Like I didn't need her, and I didn't need her before that. Like everything is okay, you know what I mean? Like I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah. I'm with the other guy, he was my best friend for so long too. Like I had a lot, like I feel like I had a lot of best friends, but they didn't really see me as their best friend, you know? He definitely did, because we did everything together. But I had this other best friend like I sound so middle school right now, saying like I had this best friend and this best friend and this best friend. But yeah, the last dude I was with, we never even dated. Like can you believe that shit? We never even dated. Like he never asked me out, not one time. We were like together for like 2+ years, never asked me out, not one time, right? I never really considered him a boyfriend or nothing, but I realized like even without the label, like we were basically dating. So it's crazy, because like when we first started, me and the dude, when we first started like talking to each other, I remember telling her about him. Like I remember like telling her about him and everything. And it's just like so crazy, because like there's so much that I wanted to say, and I feel like I said nothing. I feel like when we talked like for the last time, and I didn't know that it was the last time that me and her would talk, it was like so random. Like this is what I mean when I say like these relationships end so abruptly. I was just like apologizing for like replying late. And I remember I said something like, I hate when I go to sleep during the day, because I always wake up like at the nighttime or something. I said something like that, right? And she replied back, it's not nighttime, it's evening. And I was like, yeah. I just said yeah, right? And then we never talked. We never talked after that. We never talked again. And I was just like, what? Like, what? Like, why? Like, oh my goodness. Like, I was just thinking, like, damn, like, because at the time I didn't really like care that much. It's just so crazy having like an adult brain compared to like your younger self brain, because it's so much like, why the fuck was I not thinking? Like, why was I not thinking with my brain? Like, there's just a lot of stuff that I would have said to her, like, if I was just thinking at the time, because I just wasn't thinking at the time. I feel like I just was not thinking at the time, and I didn't really care about people either. Like, I genuinely haven't been in a space where I cared about people like the way that I do now. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm so self-aware that I understand like my actions, and I understand the way that I act around people. It was crazy to me that like when I come in contact with someone who's like I knew in like middle school, I don't know, like, you don't know me, you know what I mean? Come to a conclusion that like I can't let these two relationships take a toll on me, cause like the dude that I was talking about, the way that we ended, it was abruptly too. Like, the last thing I asked him was for food. That was the last thing that I asked him. It was for food, and he said no, I can't. And then we never talked again. He never texted me again. I never texted him again. And then he blocked me, and then that's it. Like, that's it. And then he blocked me, and we never spoke. I'm really grateful that he blocked me, because I have like a really good, I wouldn't say like it's a bad habit, I guess. It's just like whenever I found out I'm like blocked by somebody, it's always like fun to me. I swear to God, like everything's a game to me, you guys. Everything's a game to me. It's kind of like fun. So I always end up like texting that blocked number, and it feels good because like I can just say whatever I want. But I realized it was only like fixing the moment type of thing, you know? It was only like a moment type of fix. I just come to the conclusion that I'm just gonna write them a letter, like a really long goodbye letter, and never think about it again, and just completely block out my mind. Like, just accept what happened, forgive them, forgive myself, accept it, and just block it out. Because when these things happened, I didn't go through the period of like going through it when it happened. I just kind of moved forward. I kind of just like moved over it. So now that I'm like in this point of isolation, and I'm like doing shadow work and like learning about myself, I just think it's better for me to just move on from it. Like, really just move on from it. And it's like crazy because like I feel like, I don't know, I'm the type of person who would never like actually moves on. Like, I don't like ever like actually like move on. There's always gonna be like someone that's like in my brain, you know what I mean? I realized that I don't have to be like that, and the only reason that I'm like that is because the way I grew up. So I'm just changing my mindset. I'm changing everything about myself, because it made me realize like I've met people who like genuinely are like, what the fuck, how the fuck do you even live? Like, the dude that I was telling you, the dude that I was talking about, oh my God, there's so much shit that I can say, you guys. There's just so much wrong with his whole family. Like, I just have to be grateful that that's not me. But I felt like at the time I was like, how are you guys like even alive right now? Like, how are y'all even like, it made me appreciate the way that I grew up. But I realized that like the way I grew up was still shitty too, and I still have things to work through. So it's like, yeah, it's weird because like I feel like a man, like what they say about men when they go through like a breakup, they won't feel it at first, but then they'll feel it later. But then the girl will like feel it first, and then she'll like move on from it first. Like, as soon as I stopped talking to him, I felt like a weight was lifted off me. And it's weird because like I feel like now I'm going through it. I have so many thoughts on him that it's like I could never even like talk about it now, because no matter what I say, like it just goes so much deeper than like, because I just feel like sometimes I can't talk, you guys. I feel like sometimes I can't talk. I feel like sometimes I can't talk. I feel like sometimes I can't talkies. I knew he wasn't my husband when he cheated on me, okay? I knew that. I knew that from a fact. Like, I knew that the second I found that bitch in his phone. I knew it. It's just like, I let him go for so long after that. And it's annoying because it's like, I was so horrible to him because he was horrible to me. Like, I hate that that's the truth, but it is. I was very horrible to him because he was horrible to me. Like, even though he bought me stuff and like he bought me food and like he bought me what I needed, he was never like emotionally there. And I would literally like beg this dude to just call me on his own, or just text me on his own for one time, just to show that he cared about me. Like, I don't know why I was so down bad for him, and I knew that he wasn't my husband. I knew I didn't love him, but I was going through so much for nothing. I was going through so much for absolutely nothing. Like, there was no point for me to go through that, but I'm happy I did, because it made me learn so much. Like, some days I'll be sad that we don't talk no more, But I'm really happy that we don't, because I feel like a lot of the stuff I wouldn't have learned if we still were talking, you know? It's just, I'm that type of romantic. I'm just that type of romantic girl where it's like, I want to have like one last kiss and like one last hug forever and then like just like leave. No, like we didn't have none of that. We didn't have none of that. So it was just like, it's just that like when I started to go through like the breakup phase where it like really started to hit me that like he wasn't in my life anymore, I started to think about like what he was doing without me, and it made me realize that I wasn't over it. I was just questioning myself. I was like, am I over this? Like, do I actually care about him or not? Because when I was thinking about him with like other people or like what he would be like doing without me right now, it would genuinely hurt me. And before it wouldn't. Before it would not hurt me. Like, it would make me happy thinking about other people with him, because that's how much he would piss me off. Like, he would just do the most annoying shit that he knew that I didn't like, and it felt like it was on purpose. Like, it really did, because it was so much, it was such like simple stuff, like really simple things, like really simple things that I just asked him so many times not to do, and he just kept on doing it. So like thinking about him like with other people before, I would be like, whatever, I don't give a fuck, like I hope he gets with someone else, you know what I mean? Like, start of like January or something, it started to like really hit me, like I don't know where, out of nowhere, it just started like really hitting me that he wasn't in my life no more. And like I started thinking about like everything that I took for granted and like all this stuff, and it just made me like, damn, like I remember he cheated on me, so made up his choice. He did not have to do all that. Like, he cheated on me multiple times too, so he really didn't have to do that. He could have been the best person he could have been for me, but he decided not to. So I can be sad over it. It's not like I can really be sad over it, and I'm not. I'm just sad at the fact that I was so mean. Like, I'm thinking about how I used to act in front of him, and I'm like, because he made me that way, you guys. He made me fucking mean. You guys, he made me mean. I'm not even joking. He really made me mean. He would do like the worst shit. Like, one time we were arguing outside, and I was like, I wanted to go home. I wanted to go home so bad, because he was talking about the second time he cheated on me, right? I had found this dude on a dating app, and he was talking about it, because he wasn't supposed to have a phone. I didn't let him have a phone, okay? I'm not even joking. Like, after he cheated on me, I was like, bitch, get that fucking phone out of here. I'm not allowed to have a phone or nothing. So when I found out, so when he told me that he had a phone when he cheated on me, I really thought this dude had went on the computer and like went on the dating app or something. And I found out that he had his phone. He took his phone and he went on that dating app, and I was like, my 17th birthday! Y'all, it was like 2 days before my 17th birthday too, when he fucking decided to pull this shit, and I was like, oh fuck! Yeah, I was just like, fuck you, okay? I was just like, what the fuck? So basically, months later, when I unfortunately decided to go back to him, arguing about this encounter, right? We were arguing about that when I found him on that dating app, because I didn't know that he had a phone at the time. I didn't know that he did it through his phone. I didn't know that. I thought that he did it through the computer. So when I found that out, I crashed the fuck out. I ran away. I ran away for like 4 hours, and he was in the car trying to get me, and I was on the road, and I was just screaming at him, and I was just like, I realized like, a man should not make me feel like this. Yeah, I can't feel like this. I was like, I cannot do this anymore. Too much. Like, this is too much. Like, I care way too much. Like, I really cared way too much at the time. I don't forgive him for what he did, because I feel like the word forgiveness is so like out of touch. I feel like if I can't say, like, look you in the eye and say like, I forgive you, like, I forgive you for what you did to me, then I don't forgive you. Like, and I think that that's okay. This thing, I saw this video, and it was like, never know true happiness until you learn to forgive someone, even if it's for yourself. And I understand that. I definitely see the perspective of that. But when it comes to something that are serious, like really serious, where yeah, I can accept what you did to me, and yeah, I can move on from it, but there's no way in hell that I'm gonna sit there in front of you and say I forgive you. Like, there really isn't. Like, I don't need to forgive him to be happy. I can accept what he did to me, and I can be cool with him, and I do not hold anything against him, you know? I really don't. I don't hold anything against him whatsoever. I don't have any hatred for him or nothing, but I don't forgive him. I don't forgive him for what he did to me. He knew what he was doing, and he knew better. So why should I have to forgive him to be happy? You know what I mean? I feel like I can be happy either way. I feel like I can let go, and I can move on, and I can be happy without forgiving him, without saying I forgive you. Maybe my higher self will like think differently, because I feel like there's some things where I'm like, I say stuff and I'm like, in a month I'm like, bitch, I don't agree with you. Some things I'm like, I be saying stuff and I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I knew that at that age, you know. Maybe one day I'll think that you have to forgive somebody to be happy, but at the moment I feel like it's not a requirement. I feel like I can be happy without having to say the words like, I forgive you, you know. Even if it's for myself, even if it's for my own good, I think that I can be happy without forgiving people. Like why does that, who are you to say that I'm not happy because I don't forgive somebody, you know what I mean? I don't know, you guys. I'm really excited to write these letters because I'm excited to get like everything that I need to say out. Like this was only like, this was not even like 2% of like what happened, like anything that happened. This was probably like 0.20% of like anything that happened. So I'm really at peace, you guys. I'm really at peace, you guys. You guys, like I'm looking at myself and I'm like, oh, I'm so gorgeous. Like I'm so grateful at me. You guys, don't mind how greasy my hair looked. Like, so I miss my daughter so much, you guys. I really do. Like me right now, she's always with me. Something that I've been doing recently that's like really been helping me like take care of myself and like learn to like take care of her is like, I'll always talk to her. I always talk to my daughter, you guys. I always do, because she's inside of me, okay? Like my egg's inside of me, that's her. I know that she's with me. Like she's genuinely always with me, like always with me. What's been helping me is like whenever I'm hungry, that's like she's hungry. Before I used to be super depressed, like when I genuinely thought I had nothing to live for.
I got nothing and no one.
Hi.
And like I hated everything and I hated anyone around me. I wouldn't take care of myself. I would just stay in bed all day. I wouldn't even brush my hair. Like I would just stay in bed all day. I had the messiest room ever. Oh my gosh. And my aesthetic was not pink at the time, okay? You guys, before I liked pink and all this stuff, I hated pink. Like growing up, I really hated pink because like my sister was always considered like the girly girl and I was always considered like the tomboy. So whenever I like liked anything feminine or like anything girly, it would always get called out. And so I was like very much forced to like only like blue things or only like boy things or like only like this or like black or whatever. So now that I'm older and I look back at like my old room, like oh my god, I'm like ew, like I hate it. Like I hated my old room because at the time I really loved it. Like it was super chaotic. Like it basically looked like how it looks now, just like a bunch of different colors, no pink at all. So like now being older and being in my pink environment is so fulfilling and so amazing. Like I love looking at my room. I love waking up in my room because it's so pretty, it's so cute, it's exactly how I feel and it's exactly what I love. So like when I was really depressed and I didn't take care of myself and my room was really shitty, I was never eating, I was never doing anything, and I didn't give a fuck about kids. I didn't care about kids at all. Like when I was growing up, I didn't give a fuck about kids. Like I would have been like, get the fuck out of my way, kid. Like I don't care about you. Oh, it's the complete opposite. Like I only love kids. Like I genuinely hate people. Like I hate people. Like I feel like I only get along with kids. Like at work, kids always come up to me and I feel like they're so like, I feel like they can feel my mother energy, you know what I mean? And I feel like that's why they're so like attracted to me. Like they always come up to me. Basically, whenever I'm hangry or something, it's never me. It's like always my daughter Valentina. She's the one who's hangry. So whenever I'm hangry, I'm like, oh, I gotta go feed Valentina. Gotta go feed Valentina now. Or like whenever I'm tired, I'm like, oh, Valentina, we're so tired. We're so tired today, huh? Like I always talk to her like that. I love her so much, you guys. Like I'm so happy. I'm genuinely so happy that I have this connection to my daughter, and I'm so happy that I love my daughter so much. I genuinely love my daughter with all my heart, because I feel like I always see people have kids and they don't give a fuck. Like they do not care about them. They could not care less about their children, and it's crazy to me because it's like, oh, never in a million years could I ever feel that way about my daughter. Like I just love her so much. Like I love her so much, and it makes me just cry like thinking about her, because even though she's with me, I always say that I miss her. Like even when she's here and she's in my arms, I always say, like, notice that like I never say that I missed someone. I always just say I miss you, even if they're like right in front of me. Like I miss you, you know. I always just tell her that I miss her so much, even though she's with me now. But yeah, that's like a better way that I've learned to like take care of myself. And it's good because like when she is here and she like I have to like actually feed her and do all this stuff, I won't want to just stay in bed all day and be depressed. No, I want to take care of her because I already know how to do it. Like that's what I'm saying, like doing everything that I can to prepare myself to be the best mother that I possibly can. Like I genuinely am. Like I think that one of my main purposes on this earth is to be a mother. I really do. I really love my kids so much. Like I love my family so much. Like love mi familia so much. I love them so much and I'm just so grateful for them. What the hell? I hate that dudes hit me up and they really think that I'm gonna be interested in them and they're not like my husband material. Like I don't even know what my sexuality is. I really don't. I came out as bi in middle school and oh my god, I wish I didn't do that because it was so embarrassing and I just like posted it on Snapchat. Ew! On Snapchat. Oh my god. We're not embarrassed though, okay? We're appreciating our younger selves, okay? We're not embarrassed, okay? It's okay. We're not embarrassed. So anyway, I have like a label for my sexuality because I feel like labels are dumb. I really hate any label whatsoever. I think that labels are the stupidest thing ever. I think that we're all just humans and we should all be able to just live how we want. I don't think that there should be labels for anything because like I feel like it doesn't matter to me. I feel like labels are only a thing to help other people judge other people. So I just don't really care. Like I just don't really care to have a label for anything. But recently I've been like realizing that I don't even like dudes unless I feel like they're my husband. Like I'm not attracted to men unless I feel like that will be my husband. Like I was just saying that like I'm just not attracted to dudes unless I feel like they're my husband. And a lot of dudes be in my DMs and they think that I would be with them because I feel like I definitely present myself as like a whore vibes. Like I love giving like whore vibes. I think that that's so cutesy, like that's so cunty. But it's only for the girlies, okay? For the girlies. And so when dudes hit me up, if they really think that I would add them on Snapchat or like follow them back on Instagram, like bitch, you're weird. My husband doesn't have fucking social media, so why would I be talking to you? Why would I talk to you? My husband does not have social media. Why would I be talking to you? That's what I'd be thinking because I know my husband has no interest in social media. Like I just don't see why he would. Like I really don't see why he would. Like there wouldn't be any reason to, except maybe if he was stalking me for like a few years. I don't know, you guys. I personally am not into it, okay? I know there's girls out there who don't mind their men who have social media because they trust them. But I don't even give a fuck. I don't care how much I trust you. No, you're not going on Instagram because why are you on there? Why? Like I just couldn't even think of one reason why you would need to be on social media. I just couldn't really think of it. Like I really couldn't. I couldn't think of one reason. So yeah, my husband's gonna be super grateful for me because look who he married. Like I'm looking at myself, I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. But yeah, he'll probably be really grateful. Obviously he'll be really grateful because why wouldn't he be? My husband's gonna be so grateful for me. Like he's gonna be so grateful for me, you guys. I look at myself, I'm like, oh my goodness. Like okay. Well, I don't know if anything that I said today made sense. I hope it did. Because I have a bad habit of saying things in my head and then completely saying them wrong out loud. So yeah, but yeah, here's the makeup, you guys. Here's the makeup, super cutesy. I've been like moving my moles around because I've been like liking them in different spots, but I'm going to find like a permanent spot for them, okay? I'm going to find a permanent spot because there's somewhere I'm like, ooh, this one makes me look different, this one makes me look good, and then sometimes I'm like, well, this one makes me look good too. So but yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for my mindset. I'm grateful that I'm still beautiful and that I have this face. For my daughter, I'm also grateful that I get everything I want. I'm very grateful that I get everything I want all the time. It's like my favorite thing ever. I love that I get everything I want. I'm just grateful that I'm so gorgeous. I'm just so grateful. Even with fucked up lashes, you guys, like even with fucked up lashes, I'm grateful that I'm beautiful. Very grateful, you guys, very grateful. So yeah, I'm just very grateful that even though I never got closure and even though I never got to say goodbye or anything to these people, I can accept what I did and what they did and move forward with my life. I'm really grateful that I can, because I feel like a lot of people even older than me would never get to this point where I am in life. I'm just very grateful that I'm so young and I have this level of self-awareness. I can still very much appreciate when they were in my life and appreciate them without them. So yeah, you guys, that's all.